Finnish food, it's honestly, it's very good. I'm sure everyone says about that. Wherever they're serving the food is delicious. So Finnish food, so there's a lot of dairy. So people love milk, and it's the best milk you'll ever have. A wide variety of cheeses of all sorts, and so you have tons of cheeses. You also have just huge dairy, like tons of yogurts, everything. It's just delicious. At the same time, a lot of food is many different soups with like hot, they call it hot dogs or sausages, I guess is a translated word. It's called a makara. But anyway, pretty much it's just the basic potatoes, meat, kind of brown sauces and all this kind of stuff. There's spices. They don't use any spices. I mean, nothing spicy. They will use like for Christmas dishes and that kind of stuff. For instance, to name like some basic foods you might be eating every day. If you visit a member's home, very common thing is naki keito, which is just it's like basically it's like a sausage soup. Very common. It's just very great stuff they make. It's just everything's homemade and very few processed goods. And so, for instance, if you're buying fruit or vegetables, you need to eat them quickly because they don't last long because they're very fresh and very delicious. And at the same time, they're not processed or any they don't have like any additives, and so they will not be They don't have a long shelf life. And at the same time, the bakery goods are delicious. I'm sure if we had, they're pretty fattening, I'm sure, but very good bakery goods. All sorts of delicious bread like pulla, which we don't have in America. It's a rich, thick bread. Very good though, very common. You'll have very often. Other things we'll be eating all the time are a wide variety of berries. Because it's a swampy kind of place, not like swampy dirty, just a lot of lakes, no mountains, and so because of all the lakes, it's very moist and it rains a lot, and so they have like you'll ride your bike down paths all the time, and you'll find just strawberries, raspberries, blueberries just growing out all over the place. And so you'll have many wide varieties of jams, and that's honestly one of the big things is you'll have jam with your meat, with a lot of things, and so it's delicious. I love it. I love jam. At the same time, very common thing you'll have for lunch almost every day is probably open-ended sandwiches, which is just like it's a slice of you call it ruisleipä, which is just rye bread. They don't have white bread. They rarely will use white bread. It's very healthy, whole wheat, or it's rye bread. And you'll just have, with your meat on there, with your cheese. Of course, you're going to put the butter on. They love their butter. And it's very plain food, but it's very good because it's just so fresh and everything's homemade. And then a few random foods. I mean, I'm sure you might have heard of it. Mammi is something to eat during Easter, which is just, you could say, blended rye bread, and they turn it into it almost looks like they put it onto like a platter, almost like a little pan or something, and they cook it. It doesn't taste good. They don't even like how it tastes, but they put a lot of cream with it. It's just a tradition. They eat it. And so you eat that once a year for Easter. And then Christmas, you'll have casseroles like crazy. My favorite dish in Finland is liver casserole. Sounds gross, but it's really good. I love liver casserole. They're so great at making liver. You go to restaurants, order liver. It's very good. And so liver casserole is pretty cheap, and members will make it for you, or you can buy it at the store for, I think it's 99 cents or something. Anyway, I would get it all the time. And you have liver casserole, you have carrot casserole, potato casserole, then you have other ones of like certain things that we don't have in America. But yeah, and then delicious drinks, a lot of juices, and Finns drink a lot of coffee and tea, but obviously we won't be drinking that as missionaries. And so they have delicious juices of wide varieties. And The snacks, everything is good. I didn't taste anything that was gross besides the traditional food that they eat. That's gross on purpose, at least in my opinion. And then you have porridge and that kind of stuff too. So everything is just great. You don't have to worry about anything. And you'll eat plenty of fish. I forgot that. Salmon. I love salmon. It's so good. Salmon, halibut, and some other fish dishes. No sushi. I didn't really have any sushi. They don't, in missionaries, we don't eat sushi anyway. So anyway, but yeah, food's good there.